There is a whisper in the darkness, a murmur so delicate it slips unnoticed into the heart. It does not roar like anger nor dazzle like greed. It is subtle, cunning, and it speaks from the place we trust most, love. It promises passion, fulfillment, ecstasy, not with shouts, but with soft enticement. Have you ever felt a desire so powerful, it threatens to erase who you are? Today, we will unravel that mystery. We will walk through the stories of giants, kings, and saints, men who fell under its spell. And at the end, we will pose a single question. What is whispering in your heart? Imagine Samson, a man chosen by God, his body forged with divine strength. His hands could break chains, his shoulders collapse pillars. And yet, in the shadows, something stronger awaited him. Delilah. Her beauty was magnetic, her voice a lullaby that promised love. Each night she whispered, "Samson, tell me your secret." And he, blinded by what he believed was love, surrendered it. The result? Betrayal, chains, blindness, death. Samson was not defeated by swords, but by a desire that wore the mask of affection. Lust didn't come with violence, but with touch. It crept in, gentle and unassuming, and undid him from within. Does that sound familiar? That lingering glance? That thought that wraps around your mind? Until suddenly, you find yourself somewhere you no longer recognize. What whispers to you when no one else is watching? Hold that question close, for this story has only just begun. Now, let us step into a royal palace, onto a king's terrace. David, the man after God's own heart, the poet of the Psalms, the warrior who conquered Goliath. And yet, one night, from his rooftop, his gaze was caught. Bathsheba. Her beauty was like fire, and one look was all it took to ignite him. What he felt seemed like love, deep, overwhelming longing, but it was not love, it was lust. And that desire led him to violate his vows, to lie, even to orchestrate the death of Bathsheba's husband, Uriah. Lust didn't sound the trumpets as it approached. It came in silence, as a racing heartbeat, as a fleeting promise of joy. But that fleeting moment left a deep wound. David's household fractured, his kingdom trembled, and his soul bore the scars of a sin that began with a glance. How many times have we felt that same whisper? A temptation so small, yet capable of leading us down paths of pain. What would you do if you stood on that terrace, with the world at your feet, and desire burning in your chest? Now, meet Augustine, a brilliant mind, radiant as the sun, yet a heart shackled by desire. Before becoming Saint Augustine, one of the great pillars of Christian thought, he was a man trapped in the clutches of lust. He confessed it himself. "Lord, grant me chastity, but not yet." Can you imagine the struggle? He longed for love, for connection, for life itself. But lust offered him only illusion, a hollow love that left him emptier with every embrace. Night after night, the whisper returned. "Just once more and you'll be happy." But happiness never came. Augustine was not weak. He was profoundly human. Lust did not take him by force, but by disguise. It came cloaked in tenderness, in pure desire, and deceived him. But here is the turning point. Augustine broke free. He found a greater love, a love that does not promise and fail, but fulfills and restores. How did he overcome the whisper that had bound him for years? Listen on, for his victory could become yours. Today, that same whisper lives on. It hides in your phone screen, in that image that makes you pause, in that fantasy that leads you away from the real. It's silent, because it doesn't seem sinful. It wears the mask of love, of passion, of freedom. But what does it leave behind? Broken relationships, wounded hearts, dreams deferred. Think of someone who, chasing a fleeting desire, lost the trust of the one they loved. or of the person who spends hours lost in images that never satisfy, drifting further from their family, their calling, themselves. Lust doesn't shout. It seduces. It convinces you you're seeking love while leading you into emptiness. And here lies the deepest mystery. Lust is not merely a physical craving. It is a hunger of the soul, reaching for something it can never attain. It is a whisper that promises everything and steals everything. Have you ever felt that emptiness, that haunting sense that no matter how far you chase, something is always missing? Don't give up. There is a way out. There is light. Samson, David, Augustine, they all fell, but their stories didn't end in defeat. Samson, blind and bound, found redemption in one final act of faith. David, broken by guilt, poured his soul into psalms that still console the weary. Augustine shed his chains and became a beacon of hope for generations. Lust may whisper, but it is not invincible. The path to victory is not through perfection, but through clarity. Through choosing to hear a different voice, the voice of true love. A love that does not enslave, but liberates. A love that does not deceive, but heals. Today, pause. Listen. What whispers in your heart? Is it a desire that pulls you down, or a love that lifts you up? Each day brings a new chance to choose. You don't have to be a biblical hero to overcome. You simply have to take one step toward truth. Seek a love that builds, that heals, that sets you free. Pray, reflect, talk to someone you trust. You are not alone in this battle. The whisper of lust may be persistent, but the voice of eternal love is stronger. And now I invite you, share this story. Pass it on to someone you love, to a friend who might be silently struggling, to someone who needs to remember that true love does not corrupt. It illuminates. Share this message. It may be the very light someone is waiting for. What whispers in your heart? And more importantly, what love will you choose to follow?